Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 4th of April 2022, and we have a number of very interesting news this week. It is all distributed very randomly around the globe, Europe and America. And yeah, we have the first news as always from Scotland. And it starts with the Glenallachie 12 years, and it's a new 10 years, and it's a new cask strength, and it's the batch number 7. This time it's a PX Oloroso sherry with Rioja barriques and a small amount of virgin oak in it. So it's quite a mixture this time. It was filled with unchill filtered and natural color, 56.8% ABV, and hopefully we will get it very soon. Yeah, should be on the market very soon. Then we have expensive, very old bottle, and that comes now from Glen Scotia. They're bottling their oldest bottling with 46 years old, and it's a single malt, of course, and it's the most precious bottling from them ever, 41.7% ABV, and that's pretty much the reason why they bottled it now, because 41.7 is just too close to the magic 40%, and after that you're not allowed to call it whiskey. And it's 150 bottles, and they are about, their suggested retail price is 6,750 pounds per bottle. Yeah. Then we have Craigellachie 12 years Armagnac cask finish. It's the first Craigellachie cask from the Craigellachie cask edition. It was matured 12 years in American oak casks, and then it was filled into these Armagnac casks, 46% ABV, and yeah, it will come to the markets pretty soon. That was it from Scotland, but we have news from a bit more south, from England. England doesn't have that many distilleries yet, but the stills for the Ad Gefrin Distillery have now arrived at the distilleries. They both were 3 tons, were built by Richard Forsyth in Moray. He is the lead in whiskey distilling, pot stills, and they should run in fall 2000. This year, 2022, and hopefully we'll get the first whiskey in fall 2025, or maybe that winter 2025, because it has to be 3 years old. Yeah, so good luck to these English people. We're going a bit over the water, over to Ireland, and Jameson has done something that they haven't done for decades. They have filled their first pot still whiskey in decades. It's a small batch with 2,220 bottles, and it's a real rarity that they're doing pot still whiskey. It's the first bottling from the Jameson Anthology series, and the next one will be the remastered on the market. It comes from bourbon barrels and Oloroso sherry butts, and it's about 15 years old. At least that's what will be on the label, and they say 15 to 17 years old. Unfortunately, they're not shipping to where I live, so I won't have it here on my cask. Yeah, next up is the USA, and there are some news there. First of all, a new Basil Hayden. It's called Subtle Smoke. But this subtle smoke, the smoke is different. They're doing a bit of more experimental way. First of all, usually the smoke comes through the ingredients. When you smoke the grain, there's smoke in the grain then, and that comes into the whiskey. But the Basil Hayden, they did differently. They used hickory wood chips to create smoke, and then they pumped the smoke into barrels, and these barrels kind of sucked it up, the smoke, and inhaled it, and when they then filled in the spirit also got the smoke into it, but in a very subtle way, as they say. And I guess the smoke must be really different, because the hickory smoke, that's the smoke that you know from most of the barbecue sauces, and that has a very different kind of smoke that we know from normal whiskeys. Then we go over to Bardstown, and the Bardstown Bourbon Corporation is unveiling 2 new whiskies, the Fusion No. 7 and the Discovery No. 7. Yeah, both are with complex mash bills and very, very innovative, and so they want to show the new bourbon blendings of the new age, how you blend bourbon. Sounds interesting, but it's all down to the taste, and I won't see anything until I have tried them. Then we have Kentucky Owl. They're bringing out a new straight rye whiskey, and it's from the Stolly Group, and they're bringing out the Kentucky Owl as a brand, and the bottling is called the Kentucky Owl Wiseman Straight Rye Whiskey, and it has 50.4% ABV and a mash bill with 95% rye. That's quite a lot, so it will be a really, really strong rye whiskey. It will be available next month in the USA. Hopefully it will reach the international markets as well. Yeah, the last news comes from Germany. One of the biggest whiskey distillers in Germany is St. Kilian, and they are bringing out their signature edition number 10. So they have now 10 whiskeys out on the market. It's a 4-year-old ex-bourbon and ex-rum cask whiskey, 49.5% ABV, no coloring, no chill filtration, limited to 10,000 bottles. So now they are really at 10,000 bottles, and they have kind of a customership already that likes them. Maybe it will end up here on my cask as well. So that was it with our news. What did you think? What was the most interesting news? Write it down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.